Join the chat. Follow ESPN 1000 Chicago on twitch.tv or the Twitch app.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? Sweet.
Waddle.
That was everything there. That was a heck of a throw by Harbaugh, a heck of a catch by Waddle.
I had a hot dog at the Sox game when I went and saw them play the Mariners. Smothered in onions.
Is locked, cocked, ready to rock.
Silvy.
He is the guy that we've always wanted to crown, who is young, who we've always wanted to become that next great guy, but has just always fallen short.
Bring gas.
And hello, Andrew.
This is
I want to talk about the Bears, baby.
Waddle and Silvy.
Love these guys.
3-2. In the air, left field. There's Happ. He's got it. Ball game. The Cubs are headed to the postseason. For the first time since 2020, the Cubs are going to the playoffs. And fittingly enough, it ends in the hands of Ian Happ.
There you go, Marquee Sports Network on the call. Boog Sciambi, congratulations to the Cubs, to Cubs fans as they are back in the postseason. And the thing you remember about 2020, it's COVID, it's a short season, and no one's in the ballpark. I forget if they started inviting a few to the postseason, but I don't think there was even, it certainly wasn't a full crowd if there was anybody there. So I don't think Wrigley Field has seen a postseason crowd, which we're going to get in the first round of the wild card round, since I believe it was 2018, because they did not make the postseason in 2019, giving that lead up. And then in 2018, they lost the wild card game 163. Then they lost the wild card game to, I believe, the Colorado Rockies, if the memory serves. So it has been a while since you've had a jam-packed, optimistic playoff crowd at Wrigley Field. And say what you want about the season, whether you got stressed out by it or not. They are 88-64. That's 24 games above 500.
High water mark for the year, too, right?
Yeah, you may be peaking at the right time. And there have been some headaches, but it's still, when you look at the totality of the summer, if you're not a Cubs fan that is thankful today at least, I think you're not in it for the right reason.
Punch your ticket to the postseason. Now you get an opportunity to show what you got.
Yes, exactly.
It should be exciting on the north side. And I'll tell you, outside of the Phillies, nobody in the National League would make me sweat. And I'm not telling you there'll be any. I'm not suggesting that they're easy series, but I would like your chances against. I would think that the Cubs would be a favorite against pretty much. Maybe not the Phillies, maybe not the Dodgers, but I'll take my chances with the Dodgers at this point. But am I on the same page with you guys? Is the Phillies the only team to scare you?
I'd rather play the Brewers than the Phillies.
Yes.
If you beat San Diego. Now the thing about this Cubs team, I think possibilities are endless, but on both sides.
Yes, I agree.
That they could get to the World Series. They could. I'm not predicting it. They could also get swept and lose 0-2 to the Padres.
Yeah.
Sort of like they did, I think, to the Marlins. I forget what the series total was that year in 2020.
In 2020, they lost both games.
Yeah,
they were
0-2. So the same thing could happen. But I'm crossing my fingers. And Cubs fans, if you want to weigh in, this is where we're going to start. We're at House Hall today. A lot on the Bears. Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams spoke today. Ben was very, very good. I think sort of will calm down the fan base. But for Cubs fans, right now it's your time to raise your glass to your team at least. It's a clinch day. And
they raised their glasses, all of them, more than once it looked like in the clubhouse in Pittsburgh.
It was a full scale, like if you would have not known the circumstances and said, what is this celebration for? You could have said World Series.
I was going to say minimum NLCS.
Yes, but this is how baseball is. You will never hear me criticize a baseball team who is simply blowing off their steam from a full season with a lot happening. Like, think about Ian Happ. I got an Ian Happ bite. Ian Happ went through one of his worst slumps in the middle of the year that he had ever gone through with the Cubs. And now he's on the other side of it. He homered in this game. He's been very good lately. PCA had one of the best first halves we've ever seen from a young Cubs player, and then he completely went the other way in the second half. Today was a day to sort of step back and say, while it hasn't gone well for me lately, today's a day to celebrate and kind of let it all hang out. So I'm fine with them, let your hair down and enjoy a celebration.
This is the nature of the sport, right?
Yes.
Like, they're not doing anything that other teams don't do. I didn't see the Phillies celebration when they clinched the division, or whoever else who clinched. Somebody
the
else.
Brewers. The difference is usually when you have a team that's been together for a while, each and every year that you clinch a playoff spot, the celebration is usually tampered down. This is a team that has not been to the postseason, like we said, since the COVID year. They haven't been to a regular postseason when there was a full season since 2018. That's 7 years ago. That's a long time. Ian Happ's like the only guy left
celebrate
from that team. So, you went through a rebuild, and you came out on the other side with another playoff performance.
It's not like they're not going to be prepared for the postseason because they're partying.
No,
they're celebrating this. Then they go to Cincinnati probably to beat up on my Reds. But this is, I think, more the nature of the sport than anything. So when you see the social media clips or even some of the highlights of everybody in goggles and spraying each other with beer and champagne, just understand, like, this is kind of the nature of the beast in baseball.
My first Cubs celebration was in Pittsburgh. I wasn't there, but I'll never forget in 1984. It was the first time that we ever had a chance to celebrate and see what it was like to see the Cubs clinching a division. Rick Sutcliffe struck out I believe it was Joe Orsulak on a called third strike that was outside, but they called it a strike. And they celebrated in Pittsburgh, and sure enough, in the first round of the postseason, the Cubs played?
I don't know.
The San Diego Padres.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hairy forearm Steve Garvey?
Yeah. That
By
was
the way,
NLCS, though, then.
Okay.
Think about that. You won your division back then. There were only two divisions in each in each league, I believe is the way it was. And then you just went to the NLCS right away.
And the greatest celebration that never was actually the Bartman game, right?
You're already going to this? You're already
celebrate good times. Come on!
All right, set this up because you've been wanting the guys.
You could probably set it up better than I. This is one of my favorite pieces of work from a Jeff Meller. This was a Jeff Meller spectacular. You can hear him cackling in here, and this was basically us making fun of you for not being able to celebrate that great event. You had plenty of people over, didn't you?
Well, right. Charlie, this is an old show open for the Waddle and Silvy shows when we used to play the opens as well?
Yes, indeed it is.
All right, so this is the story about the Bartman game. And this came up again yesterday during our Binny's Beverage Depot toast of the game because, they're the official champagne provider of the Chicago Bears, and we were tipping our cap to them. And then you said, speaking of champagne, remember when you had champagne?
Oh, you guys were ready to just get after it, weren't you?
You know me, I'm always ready to spray.
Yeah.
Huh? Here's what Waddle requested since the Cubs are now spraying themselves with beer and champagne.
Waddle and Silvy on ESPN Chicago.
11 years ago, I'm 43 years old, and that night is my worst as a sports fan.
Really?
That's my worst sports moment.
Weren't you in tears riding the train home after that, or was that a different
It was
game?
after Game 7.
Yeah.
But Game 6 always hurts more, and I know they had a chance to win. I was in, at the time, my new condo at Harrison and Clinton, and I had buddies over, and I kept opening the fridge for beers as we kept drinking on. And as the game got later, I kept noticing there's a bottle of champagne back in the fridge that was left over from some party or something. I'm like, what am I going to do with this champagne when they win it? Am I going to shake it up and pour it on my buddies? Am I going to chug it? We're going to spray each other with it? Should we go out on my new balcony and shake it up out there? I don't want to get it on my couch. But still, the Cubs are going to go to the World Series, so maybe I do want it on my couch. And I was going through all these thoughts as it got later. All right, 9 more outs. 8 more outs. We're down to 7 more outs. You're going to go.
Yeah, shake that bottle.
Who am I going to spray in the face first?
6 outs to go.
Burger,
2
you
innings.
want it?
We got Pryor on the mound.
Mazer.
He's hittable. We're going to go to the World Series. Now it's down to 5.
Perry, you better put your goggles on.
And then all of a sudden at that 5-out mark.
I can't believe it. Here of all places.
That is an old old
so
show
good.
open right there. We should bring that back. You know what caught my ear about that besides, again, thinking about how I was in a zone riffing about that night. And then there's Meller in typical Meller fashion forming it into like a sexual innuendo.
No question what Meller does best.
Mazer, you want some? Perry, how about you?
And then with Meller's patented cackle, it just takes it over the top.
Like he had the fake radio laugh, and then when you would hear him laugh like that, you knew it was a true Meller laugh.
Oh, that was good times.
But what caught my ear on that was that story was 11 years old. Because in the beginning, I don't know if you caught it, I said, I'm 43 years old.
Right.
And that was the hardest moment of my sports fan life. I'm 54 now.
Yeah, I know.
Like, think about how long ago I told that story. And it still lives in the system in an open.
And the Bears still haven't won a road playoff game.
That's true. You are correct.
You go back to 94 for that.
I'm trying to think. So what year was that? Do the math for me. 11 years ago. What was that, 2014? So that was the Bears haven't won a playoff game since then.
I don't think so.
Now, forget road playoff game because the last time they won was the 2010 season.
Yeah. That's crushing to think about, honestly. Like, that just crushes your football fandom right there.
But
little
did I know, I was hoping that the Cubs would get theirs then 2 years later.
So now, I mean, bring it full circle. You celebrate your asses off, guys.
Yeah,
You
celebrate.
Do what you need to do.
I want to play you Ian Happ. This is Ian Happ with Taylor McGregor right after the game on the field before the celebration started. You can hear this guy, and I was very critical of Ian Happ, more so that where he was batting at the time, because he was down to like 226. His on-base percentage was one of its lowest. His slug, remember, he went through this period of time where he wasn't hitting home runs. So to be the longest tenured Cub, to be back in the postseason, to know what he went through in this season, take a listen to the post-game interview on Marquee Sports Network.
What was going through your mind when you were waiting for that baseball out there?
Yeah, it's special. Just hit me a little bit, but it's going to be great to be back in the postseason. Fan base, organization, the group of guys here, through some tough years, through some really close calls in the last couple of years. Just, I know all the work that they put in. I know all the work that we've put in from day one. Players, coaching staff, means a lot.
I can feel the emotion from you. What do you think brings that up?
It's a long season, and you get really close to these guys. You spend a lot of time, and for the guys that are getting back, it's always special, and to give these young guys a taste of it, it's going to be really, really cool. And you hear the fans. We're in Pittsburgh, and it means a lot to them.
Yeah, he's typically a very stoic guy. So for him to get emotional is, you know, you can understand.
It's great to hear. These guys care. They like.
I'll say this as well. I heard, Taylor did an interview with PCA as well, and the one thing that you hear is kind of the common thread is they all reference the fans and how they appreciate the fans that have come out there day in and day out back in, on the north side and supported them. So yeah.
I not only at Wrigley, but like he said in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Tyler and I were just at that series in Colorado, and we're in Denver, Colorado, and I know they stink, so their fans aren't coming out in droves like they used to. But there's like 10,000 Cubs fans, at least 10,000 Cubs fans in Denver, Colorado, just cheering on this team.
Yeah.
And the following and on the road, it gets sometimes even better because Cubs fans are more vocal when they're on the road. But really, so now it's time to get ready for the postseason. But today is a day to reflect and to say, hey, it's been a good year. So if you want to talk about it, 312-332-3776. I was arguing not only on the show yesterday with Wilbon, but all night and into the morning about who should start game one for the Cubs. He is very against one guy starting game one for the Cubs. I want to talk about that. I have a poll question. Cubs fans, who should start game one of the postseason. There are 3 candidates that are obvious. Who would you start? I'll read you the results. At 5, we'll start talking about the Bears. Jeff Joniak's going to join us here in person. We're at Hallis Hall at the PNC Center. We always appreciate them letting us broadcast from Hallis Hall. Ben Johnson was very good today. He called out his team for not playing with effort and not practicing with effort. And I think it's a good tone setter for the week as they try to beat the Dallas Cowboys. A lot of talk about Matt Eberflus today with Caleb Williams. We'll play you some of that stuff. If you want to talk to us, 312-332-3776. Congratulations to the Cubs. Wins with Wallner are brought to you by Wallner Law. Wallner Law handles the toughest car accident cases in Chicago. Call them today, 312-8-million. That's 312-8-million. Wallner Law, win with Wallner. And the Cubs certainly won today. They're flying the W, and so will they at Wallner Law with you when you call them at 312-8-million. Coming up next, who should start game one of the postseason for the Cubs? We discuss that next.
You're in the middle of the Waddle and Silvy Show, ESPN Chicago.
The CDGA Golf Show. It's your source for golf news, course to course, and golf news coast to coast. Hosts Tyler Rocky and Mike Gilligan are linked up with golfing knowledge to help us all. Tune in Saturdays 9 to 11 on all the ESPN Chicago channels. Brought to you by Glenview Park Golf Club.
Guys at Steinhoffels, they know your style isn't one size fits all. That's why during their Make It Your Own event, you can create furniture as unique as you are. Choose your fabric, select your finish, and the details that make it yours. And right now, save 10% store-wide, plus enjoy 18 months special financing with 0% interest. Steinhoffels is Chicagoland's furniture and mattress leader. Visit their newest location in Maryville. It's the only place my family shops for furniture. We go to the one down the street from Hallis at Vernon Hills. And remember, they're an official partner of the Chicago Bears. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
There's Crash Bang.
And then there's...
Of course, the first one is our great defense.
The other means someone is hurt. I'm Lisa Longo.
And I'm Jim Morisi of the Chicago personal injury firm of Morisi, Longo & Associates.
We're here for you when an injury happens. Having us in your corner is a smart move.
Visit us at MorisiLongo.com.
MorisiLongo.com.
We're here when you need us.
Football's back, but summer's not done yet. Those surprise 85-degree days, they're coming. Make sure your home or business AC is ready with a seasonal checkup from Automatic. Trusted in Chicagoland for 80 years, Automatic keeps your home comfortable and cool when the heat hangs on and nice and warm when the chill eventually hits. Don't wait for a breakdown. Stay ahead of the game. Go to Automatic.com today or give them a hassle-free call. That's Automatic. Check them out at Automatic.com.
This is the run my own business dream. This is the college is paid for dream. This is the retire early dream. This is Busey, where your dreams and possibilities become moments. Through trusted guidance and expertise, through lifelong relationships. Because we're here to help you achieve the life you've always envisioned. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
The White Sox play on ESPN Chicago. That means more than 162 games a year passionate Sox fans are listening to their team right here. Do you want them to hear about your product or service? Of course you do. It's the key to success. Reach people you know will support you. White Sox fans are intensely loyal. Hell, you're probably one yourself if you're listening right now. So let us help you craft the message that speaks loud and proud about you. Email White Sox at goodkarmabrands.com. That's White Sox at goodkarmabrands.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Holding. Defense.
The ref totally blew that call.
Oh, I'm sure he'll make the right call next time.
It's too late. It cost us the game.
Well, it's just one game.
That loss eliminated us from the playoffs.
Oh, the playoffs are on so late. Now you'll be well rested.
Okay, I need you to stop talking now.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, Chicago, it's Silvy for my friends at Window Nation. Right now, they've got a crazy deal. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and yep, 0 down, 0 payments, 0 interest for 2 years. Seriously, give them a call at 866-90Nation or check them out at windownation.com for your free estimate. Bud Light is taking the Waddle and Silvy Show to the Chicago-Cincinnati game November 2nd. And you could win a spot on the trip. Hey guys, it's Silvy. Come to Rizzo's Bar and Inn in Wrigleyville tomorrow night. The best football tosser of the night wins a Bud Light prize pack and is a finalist for the trip to Waddle's hometown. For complete details, go to ESPNChicagoContest.com. See you tomorrow night at Rizzo's Bar from 7 to 9. It's brought to you by Bud Light. Please drink responsibly.
Listen to us now, live on the ESPN Chicago app. Listen to the show in HD at 100.3 HD2 FM. Listen now on ESPN 1000. This is Waddle and Silvy, ESPN Chicago, Chicago's home for sports.
You got to learn how to take walks and make him throw pitches and get into pitch sequence. You've got to master all the subtleties. Craig Counsell, let me give him a tip of the cap. People in Chicago critical of Craig Counsell. Really? Shut up! Anybody critical of Craig Counsell? Sylvie, he knows what I'm talking about.
Take that.
Wilbon and I have been arguing for the last 12 hours. I didn't know that was out there or that happened before I teased this next segment, too, because he is very against Kade Horton starting game 1. He believes a lot in...
He didn't even want Kade Horton to start game 2.
No, he wants Horton to start game 3. And as
there may not be a game 3.
Well, there are 2 things. Exactly right, Waddle. As Jesse is consistent, Jesse was the first to really, I think Tyler was the first to start suggesting this. And I'm like, I need to see more, and then I've seen enough, and now we're in. And then Jesse has been rationalizing why he believes it makes all the sense in the world for him to start game 1. Because first of all, like you said, if he does start game 3, he is on one of the hottest streaks for a pitcher in the second half that we have seen since Jake Arrieta.
Yes.
And he doesn't pitch as long as Arrieta did in 15, but he is still, there are some stats where he's now being mentioned with Bob Gibson.
Right.
Stuff that he's not done, that no pitcher has done since Bob Gibson. So as you point out, if you save him, quote, save him for game 3, what if you get beat 0-2? Then he doesn't pitch at all. The best pitcher, hottest pitcher in baseball is now waiting for the... And then the other part of this is game 3 could be an all-hands-on-deck game where you may pull him earlier, kind of like Joe Madden did with Kyle Hendricks in game 7 of the World Series, because it's more of a bullpen game. And if you're pleading like Wilbon that, well, he's a rookie, he's not been there, we don't know how he's going to react to a postseason situation. If it is 1-1, is that the situation if you're worried that he's too young and doesn't have the experience?
No, I'm giving him the ball. I'm giving him the ball early. I'm giving him the ball.
But that's what he's saying, I want him to pitch game 3 because he's worried about that he's not been there. Well, he may not pitch, or he could be pitching in the most important game of the series. Pitching game one, you have your hottest pitcher starting, and then you go from there. And then to me, game two depends on if the wind's blowing in or out. If the wind's blowing in, maybe it's Shota the way Boyd has been going. But like Shota, if the wind's blowing out, I'd be scared of Shota.
Doesn't it also depend on who you face in some ways, a little bit?
Well, it's the Padres, right? Isn't
that what it is?
No, it could be the Dodgers.
They're still going back and
forth.
Oh yeah,
huh? Mm-hmm. The Dodgers have been a mess. They blew another game yesterday. They're up 4-0.
They're 2 up on the Padres. Who has the tiebreaker in that?
I'm not sure.
I mean, I don't know how much of a difference it is, but
well, I would say this: one lineup is lefty dominant, the other is righty dominant.
Right.
So you've got a lot more lefties.
Dodgers are lefties, right, and the Padres are righties.
Mm-hmm.
So just factor that. Either way, I would expect you pitch your best pitcher, don't you? At the time. Like, are you going to offend Boyd if, in fact, you give the ball to Horton?
He is
Boyd's not going to, I wouldn't think he's going to.
And for all the talk that Boyd is, like, this is what I was trying to tell Wilbon, too, in the text messages. I get it. He had a good postseason last year.
Yeah, he did.
But he also was fresher because he hadn't pitched the season coming back from the injury. He has thrown, I believe, the most innings he's ever thrown in his career. And he is not going well now. And so I don't think you're going to be like that. Boyd wouldn't be offended. Why would
no?
So and Boyd in his career, for all this talk about his experience, has only thrown 12 postseason innings.
Right.
It's not like he's John Lester,
right?
Where John Lester threw all those postseason innings for the Red Sox, and then he was in the postseason with Oakland.
Yeah, I'm starting the guy that I think is pitching the best at that time.
He is so good right now, Kade Horton.
Can you guys explain it to me as well? Like. And this is just me, I guess, being baseball stupid. I'm not suggesting the stuff doesn't look great, but he's completely unhittable in a lot of ways. Like, is it the changing of speeds? I know he doesn't have a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Like, what is it that makes him as good as he's been over the course? I think I wrote down the numbers. I think since July. He's pitched 70 innings and 13 starts. He's only allowed 10 earned runs, and his strikeout to walk ratio is 62-19.
Yeah, the thing I was going to bring up is he does not throw a lot of balls. Like, he has great command of the zone, and especially if he ever gets an umpire with a little bit of a bigger zone or gives them some 50-50 calls, then he's really locked in. Like, I always look back at the Angel game where I think he started off going like 25 strikes to 2 balls.
Yeah.
It was an insane – I'd never seen that before. And it's just his command of the zone is so good. He makes hitters have to take the bat off their shoulder, and he's good at painting the edges too.
Yeah. You guys didn't give the stat from OptaStat yet, have
No.
you, with the Bob Gibson?
No.
And there were a lot of these going around. Marquis sent out some good stats on Kade Horton yesterday. This is from a place called OptaStats. And it says Kade Horton of the Cubs is 8-1 over his last 11 starts. He has allowed just 6 total runs in that span of 11 starts. In the modern era, the only other MLB pitcher to have 8+ wins and 6 or fewer runs allowed over an 11-game start span in a single season is Bob Gibson in 1968.
It's crazy.
So I ride the hot hand. I don't care that he's a rookie. Give him the baseball in 1 or 2, and I'm fine if Shota pitches game 1 because the wind's blowing in and they feel like he'll be good. But I think it's going to be Horton. And Jesse just texted us, and he says there's 0 chance that Kade Horton is game 3. He says it's 0.
Yeah.
So
Silvy?
It's what? Wilbon? Is that you? Michael.
Silvy?
Michael?
Silvy?
Michael?
Silvy?
Get out of here. Very good, Charlie. All right, coming up next, Waddle and Ben Johnson agree. Big time. And Jeff Joniak will help in the conversation. Waddle watched the film, and he has identified the culprits of what Ben Johnson spoke about today, guys not playing hard enough during games. He said the effort level isn't up to par. I want to set the table as we bring in Jeff by playing the bites from today, where he, I thought, sent a message, and he did it, I'm sure, with his guys, and now he's using the podium to do just that. We'll play that for you coming up next.
You're listening to Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000, Chicago's home for sports.
The Cowboys are riding into Soldier Field.
The Chicago!
It's week 3 for the Bears. Kickoff Sunday at 3:30. Join us for extensive pregame coverage starting at 11. We'll have instant reaction from players, coaches, analysts, and of course, you.
Put some respect on my name.
4 hours of post-game immersion after every game. It's Bears and Cowboys, 3:30 Sunday on the home of the Bears, ESPN Chicago. Brought to you in part by Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana.
All right, guys, the official frozen pizza of the Waddle and Silvy Show is Connie's Frozen Pizza. I had some on Sunday, and it was outstanding as always. Mason loves the pepperoni. Braxton loves the cheese. I eat both, of course. Connie's Frozen Pizza is thin, Chicago-style pizza, crispy, cut into squares. That's the way I like to do it, just like they do at the restaurant. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy that true slice of the city anytime, anywhere. It's available all over. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are classic thin crust pies made with that same cornmeal crust that Connie's has been known for over 60 years. Perfectly cheesy and saucy, and they're exactly what you want on hand, guys. When you're craving pizza, you just pop it in the oven. 20 minutes later, you're ready to go. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born right here in Chicago, enjoyed everywhere. Available at your local grocer's freezer.
Summer is here, and so is the seasonal traffic. If you've been injured in an auto accident, call Postman Law at 844-POSTMAN to get the justice and compensation you deserve. With over $3 billion recovered, we fight and win for you. Chicago, don't let an accident ruin your summer. If you've been injured, call Postman Law now at 844-POSTMAN to schedule a free consultation.
Fall is here. So many great things you do with the kids this time of year. What a wonderful family you've created. You want things to stay just as they are. It's time to talk about taking that next step for your future, a vasectomy. Take that step with Vasectomy Clinics of Chicago, because experience really does matter, especially with this procedure. They make it so easy with their 30-minute, no-needle, no-scalpel, in-office vasectomy. Log on to vasectomychicago.com, read their testimonials, and learn more about their procedure at Vasectomy Clinics of Chicago. 5 locations to serve you. Downtown Chicago at Lake Point Tower by Navy Pier with free valet parking. Also in Naperville, Tinley Park, Arlington Heights, and Barrington. Most insurance accepted. Visit vasectomychicago.com or call toll-free 877-877-4VAS. That's 877-877-4827.
Hey guys, it's Silvy. Football season is finally here, and if you want to kick off like a pro, you need Circa Sports Illinois, the world's largest sports book, now right at your fingertips. Circa does it the right way. High app limits, low holds, incredible customer service, and no bet fees, ever. Other books might charge you just to get in the game, but not Circa. With Circa, every play is your play. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Plumbing disaster, power out, furnace or AC failing? These can't wait, and neither should you. 4 Seasons guarantees same-day installation with no extra fees for nights, weekends, or holidays. Call your trusted local expert today at 866-4Seasons.
Live from State Street in the heart of Chicago, this is the home of the Chicago Bears, ESPN Chicago. And this is Waddle and Silvy, WMVP, WTBC, HD2, Chicago, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Here it comes. crosser, thrown and caught. Odunze away at the 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown Bears! Beautiful job by Caleb Williams. Snap is back. Caleb with excellent protection and time. Throwing over the middle, and the pass is caught. He threaded the needle to the 37-yard line. It's Rome Odunze. Snap back to Caleb Williams. Pockets clean. Throws down the right side to Odunze. Makes the catch. Spins away from a tackle inside the 30. They bring one in motion to the right. Odunze now. He'll fake the toss right. The flow to the left. Zings it to Odunze. Touchdown. Touchdown Bears.
Yeah, he's the best in the business. He's Jeff Joniak, the longtime voice of the Chicago Bears, one of our great guests that we talked to. He's not a guest. He's a member of the team.
He's
and
a member of the family. What do you mean team?
So family is allowed to, give people the business. So
yeah.
I get a APB put out for me today from Tyler Rocky. Okay? Are you here yet?
No. Yet was not part of that text.
Are you
I
here?
can pull it up.
Yeah, let's see it.
Well, I'm not.
Oh, you got God.
Wait,
you got
wait,
God.
Wait, no, I don't. It's not a gotcha.
You just
got. Do I have to look it up just to clarify?
Yes, you do.
The point of the matter is,
you
the exact
came in here
quote
so
is,
accusatory.
Are you at Hallis Hall now? Where else would I be?
I don't know. You might be getting a haircut. Last time I asked you, you were getting a haircut.
But I'm at Hallis Hall. It's a work day.
I didn't know. You're a mobile man, Jeff.
So that's the first thing. And then he's got a sidekick here today. I've never seen the sidekick. And I'm like, the sidekick's like looking straight ahead. He's all serious.
Yeah.
And whoa.
Serious.
I didn't get a hello.
Yeah.
Go to you-know-where.
This is your
Nothing.
house, not Aiden's house. This is where you walk
That's
in and
all
go,
right.
hello, I'm Jeff Joniak.
Well, hold
How
on.
are you today?
So
What's your name?
It was an urgent matter. And
You
I
just
was
looked at him in a very terse way. You go,
oh, yeah,
who's
baby.
this?
Wait, I did it purposely just for the effects of the show. So who are you? What's your name? And what are you doing?
He's putting on the headset
and
right
is
now.
that a Master shirt you got on there?
No.
Did you go to the Masters?
That's a
No.
Nicholas. That's a Golden Bear
If you want to
shirt.
go with me, we can go next year.
What's your name?
Jeff, nice to meet you. Aiden O'Connor.
Aiden,
we're going to do it right on air.
A pleasure to meet you, Aiden. You look like a good young strapping boy.
Doesn't he?
Welcome to the family.
Did you just call him a good young strapping boy?
man? I don't know. Anyway, good to have you here. I'm just, it's all for the show.
All good.
It's all for the show. I'm not being mean. I'm just,
he won't talk
just
you
having
off
fun.
here.
That's not true. That's not true.
Jeff can be a turd, as you're finding out.
Get out of here.
Finding out.
But I was like, okay, where am I now? Where are we now?
Well, every now and again, when Charlie's up here, he'll look at Charlie and go, Charlie, you awake?
Charlie, wake up. Let's go. Let's have some fun.
Remember when Tyler was yawning at the combine? I'll never forget that moment. It was our first time at the combine 2 years ago, and you're sitting with us.
Are we keeping him up?
You looked at him, you go, what are you doing yawning back there? Are we boring you?
Yeah, maybe it's me.
Long nights.
Maybe
Long
it's
nights
me.
at the combine,
Hey,
you know.
listen, there's no complaining. It's football season. Everybody roll up their sleeves. Let's go.
Yeah.
Be here ready to work.
Including
Did you hear Ben Johnson today?
Including the 53.
Hold on.
Did you hear Ben Johnson today?
I want to play that for you. But first of all, I got to tell everybody. You tell everybody, Jeff.
Sammy Lubeck, Chicagoland's real estate agent. Sammy is a Baird Warner agent helping people buy and sell their homes throughout the city and suburbs. That's Sammy Lubeck, Chicagoland's real estate agent.
When I was a younger college kid and I was a camp counselor and Sammy was my co-counselor, he had a house that looked like Ferris Bueller's house in Highland Park. So, Sammy has known homes since he's grown up. He lived in, I'm from Skokie, and I go to this guy's house, and I'm like...
Sammy was living large?
Well, do you remember the Ferris Bueller house in
Yeah.
Highland Park with the glass and where that car was, where they were trying to roll back the miles on it?
An architectural beauty.
Sammy had a house just like that, and ever since then, he knows how to buy and sell homes.
All right.
So you want to get in touch with Sammy.
That's an endorsement
Lubeck.
right there,
Yeah.
if I've ever heard one.
To set the table.
Yeah.
Can I play for everyone to hear? Because we were just talking Cubs out. They
Congratulations, Cubs. All Cubs fans. Way to go.
You like the Cubs.
I do like
Come on,
They're
it's
not
fun for the city.
It is.
He's
it's a
supporter.
civic pride.
That's a good way to say it. I'm a supporter of both baseball teams, so I would consider myself a Cubs supporter, even though I'm a Reds fan.
Yeah, I understand. But we need the juice for the city. It's great for the city.
I want to play just this exchange. Charlie, if you could play the part where Ben, in the three different bites where he talks about the effort level on the field, and then he gets to the practice field as well, and then what they need to improve on. Take a listen. Ben Johnson, very good. He probably told his team this, I'm sure of it, and then he went up on the podium to accentuate it, to tell everyone this isn't acceptable.
There were things all over the tape on all three phases that we're looking to clean up, and I thought as a whole that team, they played a little bit harder than us. And that's a reflection of me as a coach. That's a reflection of our coaching staff, and it's a reflection of our players too. When you play a good team like that on the road, that you gotta be all out and every single snap, and that just was not the case. So specifically, it was everybody.
Are there guys that need to practice better too?
I think our practice habits are yet to reflect the championship caliber team.
Ben, you said your practice habits aren't yet at a championship caliber. So what specifically are you looking for on the practice field this week?
We should be going to the football, finishing hard. We talk about it all the time with the offensive players that our fundamentals, our finish, and our technique, they need to show up and walk through. They need to show up on the practice field. That's how it shows up on game day. Simple things of how do we properly block, how do we catch the ball, how do we block after the catch, ball security, and things like that. It's the little things that you learn in youth league football that even at this level they make a huge difference.
Youth league football, Jeff.
For the first of all, and you set it up this way for those listening, those were not back-to-back-to-back like that.
Right, we edited it all on one point.
When he said it's not championship, it hung in the air like smoke in a smoky-filled bar back in the day, Tom, that you, I'm sure,
my favorite place.
Because your voice sounds like you've been in a few smoky bars.
Yes.
Every now and again. And it just hung.
That's what my nickname is, Smoky Bar.
It just, did it not? It hung in the air.
Yes.
And so a good job on the rebound by coming back to that to get a further explanation of what he's talking about. Because the big story for me, gentlemen, is championship caliber is not sometimes. It's got to be every time. Every single day you come to work. Every single rep you take in practice. You know, these walkthrough things, I know people roll their eyes about the walkthroughs, and it's you played it. I don't know what your walkthrough situations were like.
I was diving for footballs on Saturday morning walkthroughs, but that's because I had the stigma of being cut four times.
So this was something I discussed with the defensive line coach and Dio Adembo last week, a feature I did on Fox, our Game Day Live show. You know, he brought up walkthroughs. You know, Jeremy Garrett brought up walkthroughs. He's very engaged in the walk, where your hands are.
Meticulous.
And I've heard more about walkthroughs this week and in this year so far, and how necessary every little thing. Again, everything matters.
I watched the tape now twice. I did it the first time for one reason, and the second time I went, it was a investigative approach. I wanted to know who Coach was referring to when he talked about. We're going to find out. We're going to have competition in practice, and when guys don't have the ball in their hands, I want to see how engaged they are. And I'll get to that point in a second. But to the thing you were talking about, this was before I ever heard Ben, talk. And I went back. The first time I was looking for one thing. The second time I watched the film, I was looking for effort, okay? And I sent this to the guys. There's a reason why the Lions are a better team than the Bears. Yes, they have more talent at this point, but they play with a higher level of intensity. And that's something that Ben Johnson has to change. And so when I heard what he had to say today, all it really did for me was validate what I'm watching. And I found some of the culprits. And,
who are they?
Well, and it's not about but you can – it's all of them. Because when he says we want to find out, we're going to compete, I want to know when the guys don't have the ball in their hands, who's out there still playing. It's evident that all of the wide receivers are not doing enough to help their fellow wide receivers. On the first drive, I sent you guys 3 separate clips. And then for my own edification, I wanted to go back and I wanted to look at Jamison Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown. And I sent you 2 clips of what they were doing. And there is a noticeable difference. And it's not about me naming names or pointing fingers. I'm just defining to you what I see. and what needs to be taken care of. There is so much talent in that Bears wide receiver room. Rome is developing nicely. But for him to be a 1, he can't drop that ball over the middle of the field in the second half of the game, and he's got to be a better blocking wide receiver. And I would suggest to him, and I'm sure he'd be open to it because he's a great kid and he wants to be one of the best players in the league. Put on the tape of Amon-Ra St. Brown and not just watch him run his routes and catch the football. Watch him get after guys in the running game as well. That's what makes Amon-Ra St. Brown a number 1 wide receiver. And that's something that I know if it was said to Rome, he would take it constructively and use it to be a better player. And listen, you guys all asked to be coached harder and be held accountable. I'm not your coach, but I can guarantee you Ben is seeing the same things that we can all see when we put on the tape. It's got to be balls to the wall, sorry for my expression, all the time.
Listen,
and that's the way you have to play.
I said something in the broadcast that doesn't apply to receivers typically. It applies to running backs typically.
Yeah.
Guys who run hard downhill. The whole term of rolling ball of butcher knives that who was the writer from Sports Illustrated? Zimmerman.
Paul
Dr.
Zimmerman?
Z.
Yeah,
Paul
Dr.
Zimmerman.
Was
Was
it
it Paul
called
Zimmerman?
rolling
Yeah,
ball of butcher? That's how I described Amon-Ra St. Brown on during the broadcast. That's how he plays.
And that's how Ben is used to seeing his guys play. Now, it doesn't happen over – it takes time. But now we don't have any more patience for doing it the old way. It needs to be done the way that the Lions and other teams do it. And I think that's where you hear the impatience and some of the anger in Ben Johnson's voice. And I also am glad to hear he's assuming responsibility.
Yes.
He's got to be, the reason why it happens.
Did you guys watch I don't know if you paid close attention, the 2 Monday Nighters, but Houston against Tampa? Did you watch that game?
Yeah, that one more so.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. I caught that. I go, this feels like this is a backyard brawl.
Yeah, like a playoff type game.
I mean,
how
forget about the
physical
playoffs. Both teams. I was flinching. That's how I want it to look like.
Put on the Packers.
I mean, it was something.
Watch, and I know people don't want to hear this.
No, I don't want to.
Put the Packers defense on. That's how football is played. You play violently, you play fast, and Ben even said it, when you have to rally to the football. It's not one guy, it's
Many hats.
everybody.
Many hats.
And these are all the things that I think Ben will be successful in bringing to this organization and this team. But it takes a kick in the ass to break some of these bad habits. And that's what I'm going to be looking for. The wins will come. The style of play and the intensity you play with, does it get amped up going forward? And that's, I think, what Ben's talking about.
And then I know that a lot of people, this is hollow because it's just words, it's just a press conference, and if they give up 50-some points, nobody cares. They want to see it on the field.
Sure.
But I bet you that if you go back to Jamison Williams' first season, you won't see that same intent blocking.
No doubt.
That this was taught. This was a way that Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn coached their team. And it's going to take more than one training camp. And it may take, I don't know who, but a few guys to be shipped out of here for really it to be understood here that it's going to be a new way of doing business.
I'll give you, and I know, Jeff, you see this. I'll give you a name of one guy that when I put on the tape, even from that game in Detroit, who fits that description is Grady Jarrett. With a bad knee, Grady Jarrett is out there playing violent. He's playing fast. He's playing with intensity. And it needs to rub off on all of these other guys. And I think it's one of the reasons they brought Grady here. Grady's 32, a year removed from an ACL and now dealing with a bad knee. Grady Jarrett got closer to Jared Goff than anybody else on that team. And he's coming from the inside. He ain't coming from the edge. So, if you want to look at somebody who should serve as an example defensively for what we're looking for, talk to him, watch film with him, and try to emulate how he goes about doing his job.
I like it.
So Caleb spoke today, and Ben, first of all, Waddle at the beginning of the week said to us, he goes, I saw growth.
Yeah, I agree.
And then Ben said that too. So for one thing that we have said, we were critical of Caleb after week 1 for some of the inaccurate throws. We said this week that if you're criticizing Caleb Williams after this game, not that he's blameless, but he's very low on the list of priorities after that last game in Detroit. What are you seeing, and what did you hear from Caleb and Ben today about their...
First of all, Caleb was in a fantastic mood today. He in the locker room. I know you were in there.
Yep.
He was having fun with his teammates, telling stories or doing something. I don't know. I ducked in there for a minute, and then at the podium, he was just in a great mood. So that's a good sign. It's not. I don't think it's fake. I think it's genuine.
Yeah, and I said this to you, like you said, you were joking around with me that I always used to observe. The
sightseeing.
So one reason why I wanted to go to open locker room today was my first day in open locker room.
Didn't even know how to get there. Wanted directions.
I didn't know
how
where
to navigate. He wanted me to walk him down like the first day of kindergarten.
Well, first of
all,
I
refused.
It's in a different spot.
You're in a good place right now. You can find this on your own.
Tony Medlin.
Son.
I was walking the wrong way, and Tony Medlin steered me.
How could you
he
possibly?
Goes, Silvy, it's over here now. Well, because it's different.
My directions were make a left and go until you hit a wall, and there you go, locker room.
Yeah, but you didn't say go to your left. So anyway, I found the locker room, and what I wanted to see was the dynamic. And if I saw a familiar face or two, I would say hi or I'd introduce myself. I wanted to see how guys, who gets along with who talks to who. And something that he did want to see was Caleb. Is Caleb by himself? Is Caleb isolated? And like you were just saying, Caleb is telling stories, holding court, screwing around. It was.
Yeah, no.
I know that's low-level
it's
stuff.
Human.
But,
it's like people want to see what goes on, and because if you're a leader, you're going to interact. He and Kade Walker are always back and forth. It's funny. The rookie undrafted receiver from Texas A&M is carrying on with his quarterback. He's not that far from the quarterback at any time, even in practice. I mean, it's interesting to watch Kade Walker. But anyway, he was in a great mood, and to reaffirm what Ben's asking about, the use of his eyes and trying to manipulate a defense, and those are big things that he sees from a Dak Prescott. Yeah, that's a veteran quarterback. He's been in the league 10 years, right?
Yeah.
So that comes with time, and that's clearly very important for Ben Johnson to see eventually that you master that. So you can create the mismatches on paper, and then you execute the mismatches by manipulating a defense. And, I just finished a podcast with Tom talking about cadence again. Dak Prescott's excellent at it. Excellent at cadence.
And Ben pointed that out today, too.
And so these are things that are coming. I just saw something Eli and Peyton were doing.
Yes.
Wow.
It was the first Manning cast, I believe.
Oh, my gosh.
I think Waddle has asked for that a couple of times. Charlie, if you have that, pull that up.
Eli did an interview with Barstool as well, where they talked about him using the cadence was one of his greatest weapons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to be able to do that.
Especially at home.
Yes. Where it
is a weapon.
Yes.
Yeah. But, most people, I'm like, holy cow, they got to – That's a lot of memorization right there.
Oh, it is.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's funny too, and I've said this a bunch, and maybe this is repetitive, but I think quarterbacks come into the NFL now less prepared than they ever have, and it's the nature of the beast. And I don't blame the colleges because they're trying to win games. But when these guys come to town, they're used to standing, never in a huddle, looking to the sideline with a couple of pictures on a board, and that's supposed to mean something.
Right.
When you get here, the play calls are 15 words long.
Which is insane when you think about it.
You got to get in the huddle. You're speaking in different language. The headset goes out at 15. You got to get to the line in time to set the formation and put guys in motion.
And you just took a big hit over the middle, and maybe you're a little, trying to shake off the pain. And what was that again in the huddle? What? Wait, what?
Yeah.
What? You're out there, and it's, up-tempo, and now what?
And listen, nobody's going to cut you any slack. This is the NFL. These guys are paid a handsome amount of money. The people would say, fine, that's a burden. Come to grips with it, meet it, and get. I'm just trying to paint everyone a picture that life now, you used to come out of college and you were running something that was comparable at the NFL level that you ran at the collegiate level. Now, these quarterbacks have to basically be rewired and taught something that they were never asked to do.
That's
for
why
years.
I believe, unless I'm way off base on this, the Bo Nix idea, the Jaden of playing as long as you can in college.
Right. Yes.
And now you're ready. You're ready.
Well,
you're readier.
There's one caller who's been calling a couple of the different shows. I think he reached out to me and he sent me a message that the way he calculates it is years after starting college. Like, so this is still Caleb Williams only had 3 years of college, right?
Correct.
So this is his 5th year. He could still be a 5th-year senior.
Right.
You know, where I think Bo Nix, was he in college for 5 years?
No, he has 6 years.
6 years. So he was in college for 6. And then, like you said about Jaden Daniels, so how many years after you start college, sometimes we don't see them pop, where they understand that. I was watching Get Up today, and it was a weird conversation where they were asking, okay, if you didn't watch Caleb Williams last year, what do you see right now? And all of them said, we see a promising young quarterback.
Yeah.
So, but I know there were issues last year, but he also had to fight upstream all last season.
Mm-hmm.
So I know he's got to be better in a lot of areas, but I still think my glass is half full, and I'm optimistic that
and they've given him everything that he could ask for to help him. You've fortified the interior of the offensive line. There's plenty of weapons, and you've got not just Ben, but you got JT Barrett. You've got Declan Doyle. You got a lot of guys who have been brought here to help bring him along. So the support staff is really, really good for them.
Charlie's working. He's not sleeping back there, Jeff.
That's good to hear.
Charlie's got the Eli from this is from Pardon My Take. Barstool Big Cat usually joins us on Wednesday. Obviously, we didn't get on till later after his time. He's going to join us tomorrow. 4 o'clock tomorrow?
4:30 tomorrow.
4:30 tomorrow for Barstool Big Cat. So this was Eli Manning with the guys on Pardon My Take. Take a listen to this.
Have you done a hard count recently? We had Andrew Luck on the show, and he gave us a hard count, and it was actually like a thing of beauty. It was wonderful to listen to.
Yeah, you want a hard count?
Yeah, would you mind?
All right, we'll do. So this is what we used to have a thing called Daytona. That was like our dummy count. So that means there's no snap count. So our cadence, you get up there and you go through. You go, hey, 54 is the mic. Set. 580, hut. All right, hey, easy. Hey, remike it. 58's the mic, and then whatever color you said. If you said red, it was on 1. You said white, it was on 2. You say blue with the number, it was on 3. So after you do a dummy cadence already, and then you get up there, hey, remike it. 54's the mic. Blue 80, hut.
Yeah,
That's
I would have jumped.
I
would have jumped. Yeah. I was offside.
Like, you've already done the dummy. You've already changed everything. Like, everybody usually thinks the next one, it's coming on 1, and you go on a hard 3. That was an easy jump.
That's
an art.
That gives me an anxiety.
Yeah.
I mean,
gives me the tingles.
Oh, my God.
I love it. I love it. I love everything about it.
Football porn
that is
there.
football pornography. Exactly.
Yep. And just to casually just throw it out there. Oh, you want me to do one?
Yeah.
He still retains it.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's
Crazy.
why, it will, I get it. It will take time. The thing that I want to ask you about is defensively, what do you expect to see different going forward? Dennis Allen's got his hands full, Jeff, because he plays a style that is very aggressive.
Yeah.
I don't know that he has the horses in the secondary now, and he's definitely not gotten enough pass rush. Do you think DA stays with his system, or does he maybe make some adjustments and try to make the Cowboys go the length of the
system
field?
can't be reliant just on one guy, Jalen Johnson.
Well,
right?
not just Jalen, but you've got.
No, I understand, but
Kyler Gordon's not
but they'll
there.
be back. They'll be back. I mean, you just can't throw it all out.
But how about in the here and the now?
Well, somebody's got to do the same thing and prove you can do it. I mean, you just gonna say some prayers? No, they want to be a violent, aggressive, smack you in the face football team. You can't just stop it right now, just because you had 2 games where you gave up 5 quarters of points. You can't. You got to go. You got to find some guys that are going to have to step it up and play that way. Are you telling me you're going to now all of a sudden just become a zone defensive team?
What I'm telling you is sometimes you don't have the horses to run the race you want, so you do have to adjust. And I would not like to see Tyreek Stevenson and Nashawn Wright in man coverage at the line of scrimmage the vast majority of the times with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens.
Well, this is not the only weaponry that's coming down the pipe. So, there's going to be a lot of great quarterbacks and a lot of great receivers and running backs ahead. Better stop the run first and foremost and start with that. But, these are
I'm
great
making
questions.
a prediction. You want my prediction?
They're going to play zone?
No, that you're going to see Grady Jarrett and Billings together on the defensive line at times this upcoming game.
Interesting. Dexter?
I'm just saying.
Really quick, because we're up against the break. I seem to remember that the Bears having a lot of success against Dallas. Am I wrong? You've done all these games. There have been some memorable Dallas games. I remember one with Devin Hester in Dallas. Remember Josh McCown, successful Dallas.
I remember Thanksgiving in Dallas. That wasn't so great.
Dallas. Last time Dallas came to town, the Bears put 40 on them, didn't they?
That's what I like. Yeah, I seem to remember some good games against Dallas. No, you remember the Thanksgiving game, huh? I don't. When was this?
Craig Krenzel was the starting.
Oh, was that
quarterback.
Hutchinson and Krenzel?
I remember because Olin Kreutz in the locker room. That was with.
That was 04?
That was Terry Shea. Was the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, the one year of
I'll
Shea.
never forget. I was in the locker room. As pin drop quiet, they got blasted. And Terry Shea hits me in the stomach. Hey, guess we didn't score enough points today. And Olin's standing there.
Oh, boy.
And I thought, and he rose up, and I thought he heard it. And instead, I was getting ready to, at that time, I had to go in and interview Lovey in his office right after the game. And I'm on TV, so I got makeup on. And Olin just stands up in a pin drop quiet locker room, just mad. And I thought he was going to. Joniak, why do you embarrass yourself so much with all that makeup? That's what he said. And I'm like, oh, that was close.
You've
that
never
was a
been
close
so happy
call.
to be
I've never exactly.
That's classic.
Exactly.
Classic Olin.
Yeah, that's classic Olin. But yeah, it's going to be a fun game. Their defense is they're giving up a lot of big plays. One interesting thing they've drawn 30 penalties in 2 games from the opposition. Is that the Cowboys and how they're playing, or is that just two teams that are just committing too many? That's a crazy number, but it's resulted in almost 300 yards for the Dallas Cowboys. So that's something to keep an eye on.
And Matt Eberflus
and they lead the
one.
league in drop passes.
Yes.
The Dallas Cowboys. So
Matt Eberflus wants this one.
Well, I would hope every coach wants it.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. What's up yours?
I'm just saying it's an interesting storyline. It
but
really is.
Yeah, we'll let's hope the storyline.
Let's put it on him.
Yeah, let's go. I got something. I got time to vent one more thing.
Yeah,
not vent, but
Anything
I invented
for you.
something. Who plays?
You invented something.
No, who plays Wardle in here?
Not me.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I gotcha.
Yeah, okay. The two guys over here. I play Wordle. You don't play Wordle?
No.
So, when you play Wordle and you send it to your group, you got green boxes, right? That means you correctly have the letter in the right spot.
Yep.
So I have a new twist to the Wordle game, and I threw it out there to the crew that I'm on. So you get 2 points for every green box.
Okay.
And 1 for every yellow box. That means you got the right letter, but you don't have it in the right spot.
Yeah.
So, I've been
still on the air?
Oh, you're putting you to sleep? All right. Never mind.
I think
come on. Do you like the idea or not?
I'll play with you.
All right.
I'll send you my
go.
Wordle.
Yeah, because people are giving me the business. What a dumb idea.
Charlie, are you awake back there?
Oh, gosh. That's it.
Are you awake?
I'm gone. That's it. I'm out of here.
Send him out with a break,
I got
Charlie.
stuff to do.
What do you got to
See
do?
you, Charlie.
What's on your list of things to do?
I got to finish editing the podcast.
Really?
I got a lot going on. Charlie, I'm going to kick your rear end when I get to see you in
How
here.
fired up is Thayer right now?
Oh, he's lit.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, he's ready to go. He wants some physicality.
He wants to play. I would love to see Tom put on a uniform and go out there and hit somebody, because I think he could still do it.
Oh yeah,
he
one play,
right? One play.
One.
Yeah, I'm not saying he could even last an entire series.
He could get into a stance, because I've seen him, demonstrate, and he's big on the get the hands out there first. He did it to Coletti the other day on the plane.
Oh.
Just
strike
you.
Gotta
He'll strike you. You're going to go backwards.
What Doug do? Doug's just. It doesn't say a word either, does he?
Doug was just in the wrong
Doug
place at the
rolls-
wrong time.
I mean, this is where it's got to be. Bam!
Doug
That's
just
what he does.
rolls with the punches, literally.
Literally, yeah.
He's doing
We
everything.
all do. All right, I'm out of
what's
here.
up? All right, see you, John.
I'm not coming back anymore.
Whoa. Then you're going to have to stay. Then you can't leave.
Especially after the Wordle story. Don't ever
my
come back.
God, was that awful.
Jeff Joniak brought to you by Sammy Lubeck, Chicagoland's real estate agent. Sammy, good hug by you two. Sammy is a Beard Warner agent helping people buy and sell their homes throughout the city and suburbs. Waddle just patted Joniak on the ass. That's Sammy Lubeck, Chicagoland's real estate agent. We're back after this.
This is Waddle and Silvy on ESPN Chicago, Chicago's home for sports.
No block, no rock.
For Chicago sports fans, a big slate of college football games starts with Chicago's College Tailgate. Host Shane Norling and Tyler Rocky have the campus news you need to hype up the day. Join us Saturday morning at 8 for Chicago's College Tailgate on ESPN Chicago. Presented by Yingling Beer.
Yeah, I wasn't the biggest or fastest guy on the field, but I made a career out of That's the same way our partners at Trend Micro protect businesses. With AI-powered proactive security, they see threats before they happen and shut them down fast. In football and in business, it's not about size, it's about smarts. Trend Micro is the smart defense you need, trusted by enterprises worldwide for over 35 years. Your business works too hard to get blindsided. Go to trendmicro.com today.
Crash, bang, suddenly you are on the DL. If that happens as a result of somebody else's negligence, we can help. I'm Jim Morisi, Chicago personal injury lawyer. Our experienced attorneys and support staff will talk with you during a free consultation, tell you your options, and ensure that you take the right steps throughout the entire process. Visit us at MorisiLongo.com. That's MoriciLongo.com. Your future is our priority.
Fall is officially upon us, and don't let drafty windows ruin your cozy season or raise your energy bills. WindowWorks has been Chicago's trusted expert for over 30 years, delivering custom windows and doors that match your home, your style, and your budget. Their certified pros ensure flawless installations and lasting comfort. Right now, buy one window, get one free. Upgrade before winter hits. This offer won't last long. Dial pound 250 and say Waddle to schedule your free consultation and lock in your savings.
Time now for ESPN Chicago's Sports Business Minute. Brought to you by your Chicagoland BMW centers. From Crane Chicago Business, here's Danny Ecker.
The Masters is steeped in tradition and very little change, but it's now fully embracing the way more fans are watching sports. Augusta National this week announced a deal with Amazon that will allow Prime Video to live stream 2 hours of first and second round coverage before ESPN takes over on TV. It's similar to a deal for the weekend rounds the Masters did with Paramount Plus last year, and comes after the 2025 tournament generated the event's best TV ratings in 7 years. Amazon adds to the Masters' own live streaming offering, but brings a massive new media partner to the mix to broaden its online reach. The tournament is part of a growing slate of major live sports streaming rights acquired by Amazon. The company is in its 4th season of showing NFL Thursday Night Football and is adding NBA games to the mix this fall. For the Crane Sports Business Minute, I'm Danny Ecker.
Never settle, unless it's into the electrifying BMW i4. Blend the lines of cutting-edge and classic with groundbreaking technology at your fingertips. Experience M-engineered precision while you twist around every turn. After all, electric doesn't have to be static. If you thought EVs couldn't live up to your expectations, then you've never experienced the ultimate electric driving machine. The 100% electric 2025 BMW i4. Visit your Chicagoland BMW centers for exceptional lease and finance offers.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Nature is calling. No, not that way. Fishing, hunting, hiking, nature. Chauncey's Great Outdoors, Saturday mornings from 6 to 7 and available on demand on the ESPN Chicago app. This is Waddle's World.
And in Chicago, Tom Waddle. He can't run, he's not fast, but he gets open.
Bears legend.
Amazing.
9 career TDs in the NFL.
He caught everything that was thrown and took every hit that they could give him.
Tom Waddle.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
It's time to find out what's on Tom's mind.
Is that why you were here?
As we go inside Waddle's World.
Yeah, welcome into Waddle's World, live from Hallis Hall. It's brought to you by our great friends and partners at Wintrust Community Banks. They are Chicago's banks. Find your nearest Wintrust Community Bank. Visit wintrust.com/finest member FDIC. We're going to play some tape instead of read some silly stories. I'll just give you a couple of real quick football nuggets. One, Justin Fields has been ruled out for this weekend's game against the Bucs. The Jets are going to turn to Tyrod Taylor.
Did he get hurt during the game?
He had a concussion. Yeah, he had a concussion. Chargers are saying Khalil Mack's elbow injury is not season-ending.
Oh, wow. He didn't break his arm?
No. It was an elbow that they're saying he won't be out all year, and the Bengals also are not ruling out Joe Burrow to return late in 2025. That sounds like more of a long shot, but there's a couple of football nugs.
I think if they win, or at least are in the playoffs, he could come back.
Yeah.
If it's a 3-month injury, right? That's December. So, if you need Joe Burrow back and they somehow play 500 until then,
and if not, if they still want to trade Trey Hendrickson, you got my number.
Yeah, right.
You got my number.
By the way, we are going to Cincinnati, and we have more trivia to qualify.
Why don't we kidnap Trey Hendrickson and bring him back?
Okay. I'm in. Is it? I mean,
do I get in trouble?
We're
for
not
even
driving there.
That on the air.
How are we going to get him through security?
We'll drive.
No, we're flying.
Well, I'll take a car home. I can get home quicker driving than flying.
You think so?
Oh, hell yes.
No.
Yes.
How long's the drive? 5.5 hours?
5 hours.
So by
the time you get in your car and go to the airport, and you get on your flight and you fly there and get out of your flight.
What is it? A 40-minute flight?
Yeah. So you're going to be on the plane, taxiing and everything, an hour and 10.
Oh, taxiing these days.
Yeah, with O'Hare, you're like all the way. You're in Roselle. The way they taxi.
Why don't we have a contest? I'll drive, you fly.
Good.
And we'll see who gets there first. We'll leave our houses at the same time.
Sounds good to me.
And we'll see who gets there first.
I don't want to drive.
I'll drive.
You almost got us killed in Canton. Remember that on that exit ramp when you took,
that's
and then that's when you stopped short on me. You put your arm out. You go.
That was a little exaggeration.
Hold on.
We didn't die. We just took a curve a little faster than we should.
Defensive driver.
Like we were.
Yeah, you're right, Charlie. It was a bit.
He was defending himself,
Decisive.
Charlie. He was defending himself. It was the road. There was no car.
It was a little steeper turn than I was anticipating. But you know what? I didn't protect myself. I tried to protect you.
Right.
Team player.
Michael Ower from the blind side right there.
Stick the arm out in the passenger seat.
That's what he did, exactly. And he said, whoa, hold on.
Now I'm going to sue you.
So we're going to qualify someone coming up. And then don't forget, tomorrow I'm going to be out at Rizzo's. Bar and Inn that is in Wrigleyville. It is on Clark.
You should wear an Anthony Rizzo jersey for that.
Yeah, 7 to 9. I don't have a Rizzo jersey, but maybe I could pick one up, or I'll go to Obvious Shirts and pick up, Rizzo Forever, one of those Rizzo Forever shirts.
How about you wear a Pete Rose uniform, considering the award is to go to Cincinnati?
Yeah, I'll pass on that. You could wear the Pete Rose.
All right.
I have nothing against that, but I'm not wearing it. So speaking of greats, Tom Brady was brought up today on different occasions because he's doing the game, and then they're playing the Raiders. So Ben Johnson was asked a couple of times today whether he's worried that Brady's doing the game and he's going to get to Zoom with Ben, and this is how Ben reacted to that.
Man, I've been careful everything I've said since the season started. I've been in pure coach speak mode. So to me, it's just business as usual. I'm just fine. I like Tom, and we have a really good relationship. So,
to Matt's question on Brady, you've got one of the most competitive people in the history of the sport prying around for information in a very paranoid world. How do you reconcile the conflict of interest that exists with the whole situation?
Yeah, like I said, I'm really not worried about it. I mean, we change week to week in terms of what we do. Schematically, he's going to be able to turn on the tape and see what everyone else in the world's seeing right now. Personnel-wise, really the same thing. It's not like I'm going to sit down with him and tell, hey, don't do this to Caleb Williams or you might get it. Like, I'm not going to. There's not going to be any trade secrets that are going to be exchanged. But I really don't think it's that big of a deal, to be honest with you.
Thoughtful answer with some humor in there.
Yeah, I think you can definitely guard. You could guard your secrets. We all know that the NFL coaches are really good at that. I don't think. Look, I don't think that it's going to give the Raiders a competitive advantage. I heard Carm say this today, though. It is the quintessential definition of conflict of interest.
Yes, that's all right.
Yeah.
What it means, who knows, but it is a total conflict of interest. This is the $1 million question of the week. Where are the tight ends? And Ben Johnson was asked that. Short to the point answer.
Yeah, the fact that the tight ends aren't involved more, that's a reflection of me more than anybody else. So I'm on that.
He's on it. And like he was asked, like, is this a Caleb thing? Is he not finding the tight ends? And that's what Ben Johnson.
Colston Loveland has not even been, from my, again, I don't know exactly what they're, he hasn't really even been an integral part of what their route concepts are. There's some chip and release. There's chip and flat. He's missing chips quite a bit as well. But you didn't bring him here to be an inline next to the tackle wide tight end. They have run very little of him split out.
And then this one I thought was good about Caleb's development. Charlie had a good text about this. I was thinking the same thing when I was hearing it, that it's a good answer, and we all have to see it on the field. Again, that point stands. But with a good answer, I think he eases your mind a bit here about the long-term future of Caleb Williams being the guy at quarterback. This was Ben Johnson on Caleb's development.
It's just reps, and I've been saying that springtime and camp throughout. It's just some of these concepts might be the first time. Some of them they might not be. He might have ran them a dozen times already since we started this thing, and so you just have to do it over and over and over again. And at some point, you worry less about what's my footwork, less about where do my eyes need to be, who am I keying, where do I need to set for this throw, and now you're looking to manipulate the defense a little bit more. How can I look one guy off to create a void to throw the ball into, and things of that nature. And we talk about those things, but you gotta do it a lot, and you might fail a few times, and you learn from that, and you do it better the next time. And so we're in that process right now. And like I said, he took a big step from week 1 to week 2. I'm really expecting him to do the same thing week 2 to week 3. But the fact of the matter is, we're not going to go week 1, week 2, week 3, all the way through 17 just like that. We're going to have some hiccups along the way, and I'm aware of that. But his approach to the game right now is what it needs to be. He's coming in, he's doing the work. Eventually, these results will start speaking for themselves. But as long as he puts the work in like he's been doing, we're going to be okay.
I like that back part of it, too, because I remember a couple weeks ago when that story came out, he was asked about Caleb's work ethic, and he just brought up the team. He didn't go out of his way to compliment. So maybe like a message has been sent, and maybe Caleb is understanding now and working harder to improve. And I liked how much he praised how much work he's putting in.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, we'll see.
If the work is being put in, you will see it in the results, because the kid has got an infinite amount of talent. It's one of the first things I said to you guys on Monday. I thought the kid improved. I thought there was progress there. His feet, when they're quiet, he's accurate. When his feet, he speeds himself up sometimes. I don't know if that's just not comfortable with stuff yet, but you can see it. It's visual. He speeds himself up artificially when it's not necessary, and it affects his game. He's never played in a structured environment, ever.
Right, it's going to take time.
So, you got to be patient, but you also have to set the bar at a high level because of where he was drafted and what he means to your organization.
All right, don't forget, it's the Bud Light Windy City Takeover. I'll be qualifying somebody tomorrow at Rizzo's Bar and Inn on Clark. Come out and see me from 7 to 9. Right now, let's qualify somebody else. We're doing Tom Waddle trivia. The only way you go on this trip with us to Cincinnati is courtesy of Bud Light, round-trip airfare between O'Hare and Northern Kentucky International Airport. You get your hotel, you get VIP seats for our event on Friday when we broadcast from Cincy, and you get tickets to the game. It's all brought to you by Bud Light. So a qualifier each day, you're in the hopper, then we'll draw the grand prize winner once this thing is done over the next 3 weeks. We were going through story time with Waddle, which I will post later on social media, about a game when he played for Dave Wanstead. And it was the game where Tom Waddle got hit in the chin, and it split open his chin. And on the same play, he injured his MCL.
Correct.
And he wasn't able to play in the second half. Which team did this happen against when Waddle was a Bear? 312 332-3776. It's one of the most classic Waddle stories. He's told it many times. He'll refresh your memory on the other side. Let's find the first correct caller at 312-332-3776. Which team did that happen against? The chin, the knee, and then a funny story about Wani coming up next.
Waddle and Silvy on Chicago's home for sports, ESPN Chicago.
Sometimes the conversation can get away from the team on ESPN Chicago's Cap and J Hood Show. Fortunately, there's always room for a sidebar.
Just a quick sidebar, may I approach?
Sidebars on the Cap and J Hood Show are presented by Ankin Law.
Half of September left to get a great deal from my friends over at Window Nation. Call them today at 866-90-NATION, 866-90-NATION, or windownation.com. Now through the end of September, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Plus, you don't have to pay a thing until 2027. That's 2 years. No interest, no monthly payments, and, of course, nothing down. So now's the best time, right before winter, to make sure your windows are right, that they're not foggy, the seals aren't broken, that you're saving the most money on your energy bills because your windows aren't drafty either. I've seen 30% the lowering of my heating bills in the winter thanks to my brand new windows from Window Nation. I have them in the living room and in the kitchen, in my kids' room and in the master bedroom. We've done 2 separate projects because we loved the customer service in the first one. We went back for more. Call my guy, Alan Favada, their sales manager, 866-90-NATION. He'll come over, give you a free in-home estimate. You don't have to sign up. Take a listen to everything. But I think you're going to be convinced. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau. It's a family-run business. 866-90-NATION or windownation.com and let them know that Silvy sent you.
Back in my glory days, I always showed up ready to perform, whether it was on the field or off of it. Confidence, energy, swagger. I had it all. And yeah, even little Johnny was playing like an all-pro. Now, thanks to Blue Chew, those days don't have to stay in the past. Blue Chew's chewable tablets give you that extra boost of confidence when it matters most. Stronger, harder, longer lasting. Like someone gave you a pep talk right where you need it. And here's the best part. It's all online. No awkward doctor visits. No standing in line at the pharmacy. Their licensed medical providers help you find the right fit, and it ships right to your door in a discreet package. Made in the USA, less expensive than the pharmacy. So, fellas, when it's your time to perform, don't just hope for the glory days. Bring them back. Head to BlueChew.com. Use promo code ESPN, and your first month is free. Just pay $5 for shipping. Blue Chew. Chew it and do it.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume, imported by William Grant & Sons Inc., New York, New York.
Hey guys, it's Silvy. Football season is finally here, and if you want to kick off like a pro, you need Circa Sports Illinois, the world's largest sports book, now right at your fingertips. Circa does it the right way. High app limits, low holds, incredible customer service, and no bet fees, ever. Other books might charge you just to get in the game, but not Circa. With Circa, every play is your play. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696. And manage your diabetes as easy as...
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Hit the road in a brand new Chevy in less than 1 hour at Advantage Chevrolet Bolingbrook. You can sign and drive away in 60 minutes or less. Seriously. Or they'll cover your first car payment. Every new Chevy is backed by the Advantage Plus program. Advantage Chevrolet Bolingbrook. Together, let's drive.
Waddle and Silvy, from our State Street studio to your hellish commute home. We're there with you, making it bearable. Never mind. Back to Waddle and Silvy on ESPN Chicago.
All right, let's get a winner, at least to qualify to win the big trip. And it is a familiar fan. It is our favorite pilot, Mark from Lincoln Park, who I believe has the correct answer. Mark, when Waddle had his chin busted open and then hurt his MCL on the same play, which team did that happen against?
Yeah, that was an illegal hit by the defensive back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Thomas Everett. Ruined his career.
That's right. So right, Mark.
Yeah.
And
Sorry
not
about
only
that, Tom. That was
no, it's cool.
Brutal. Sorry.
It was kind of a medicine ball, but I don't hold that against quarterbacks. They're in tough situations themselves, but that's the true definition of one. Went up to get it, had it firmly in my grasp. I don't know if it was a third down or not. Thomas Everett launched himself like a missile with his helmet down and struck me in the chin with his face mask and his helmet, which I don't even think they threw a flag. I don't think that afterwards, after having 13 stitches, I think 10 or 11 inside and several on the outside, I don't think I was diagnosed with a concussion, and I think my coach, Wani, said that he didn't think it was a penalty either. So it was like three-way loser for me. I'm out of the game. It was, I wasn't diagnosed with a concussion, and the coach thought it was a clean hit.
Well, explain to the people, because Tyler never heard the story after all the years.
Well, I showed him the video. It was pretty. Was it as vicious as I had described it?
That's one of the dirtiest hits I feel like I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it would be a suspension these days.
Oh yeah. Like that's textbook college targeting. Right there.
That's 1994 NFL, fellas.
So you go get stitched up.
I mean, I went in. There was several minutes left to go in the end of the first half. So I go in and I'm laying on the table and they're sewing me up. And what I can remember is the inside stitches were fine, but the outside stitches, I felt every one of them. I was like, did you guys not pack enough Novocaine? This hurts. So the halftime comes and everyone comes running in, and I hear Coach Wanstead come in, and I'm still laying on the table, I think, with the sheet over my face, with just a little hole where they're sewing my face up, because you could see my chin. I asked the trainer. I was out. When he hit me, I was out. Completely knocked out. I hit the ground, and my leg was trapped under me.
Not a concussion, though, Tom.
But so, there's a picture of Tim Brame, one of our assistant trainers, walking me off the field with Dr. Nuber, and he's holding my face together. I'm like, how bad is it? He goes, you don't want to see it. So I go inside, and they're stitching me up, and I hear Dave say, hey, how's he doing? And I'm like, Coach, I can go. And I hear, I think Fred was still with us at the time, but one of our trainers like, Dave, he's got it bad, and his MCL's messed up. I go, I'll try. I'm like, this is 94, and my career, I can feel getting away from me. So they tape my knee, and they're both like, God, no, this is at least a 2, maybe a grade 3. So I go out and I'm trying to run, and my knee's just buckling, and I just can't. I put a knee pad on my chin strap because it was the only way to protect my face. And I remember Coach Wanstead came out. We only had 3 receivers that were active at the time. That's why I was playing so much. And he comes running over, and he goes, "Can you go?" And I go, "Coach, if I could do it." My knee's buckling, and our trainer's like, he can't play. And I just remember Dave looking at me, and he wasn't mad at me. He was frustrated in the moment because we only had 2 guys left. And he was...
What'd he say?
Son of a something. And turned around. Not at me, but just in like it was a tough moment. We ended up winning the game.
Now Tom, feel better. Thanks for trying.
Listen, it was the heat of the moment. Like, I'm not blaming I could understand. He was left with two healthy wide receivers.
Fred, what am I going to do? I got 2 guys here.
Do you realize that I missed, I think, the next 5 games? I actually ended up having my knee cleaned out. So, I wasn't a complete wuss.
You came back.
I came back for the last 2 games of the regular season, and then our playoff game against Minnesota, and I played in a playoff game out in San Francisco as well. And then it was, as the good kid likes to say, hasta la bye-bye for me as an NFL player.
All right, so don't forget, every day we'll
thanks for taking me down memory lane there. That was very nice of you guys.
I'll post the video of Waddle breaking down the film. Every day we'll qualify someone for the trip to Cincinnati, courtesy of Bud Light right here on the show. Tomorrow I'll qualify someone at Rizzo's Bar and Inn in Wrigleyville. So 7 to 9 tomorrow. Bring your friends. Also the high scorer of the football tossing game. Not only will qualify for the trip, but will win a $50 Fanatics gift card.
And you'll be on the active roster for that game against the Bengals.
It's not true. All right, we are on till 6:30 today, a rarity.
I don't know if I can do it. Let me call somebody.
So we'll continue to talk some Bears. We've got Aki's A-list. The Cubs clinched their postseason berth today. A lot to get after in the final half hour of Waddle and Silvy.
Live from State Street in the heart of Chicago, this is the home of the Chicago Bears, ESPN Chicago. And this is Waddle and Silvy, WMVP, WTBC, HD2, Chicago, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
The ESPN Chicago Fantasy Football Show, brought to you by Tullamore Dew.
Welcome to Fantasy Football!
Set your lineup with Jeff Meller's guidance. Sunday morning at 7, ESPN Chicago.
So think about this. The other day I head over to a friend's place. He's talking all week about how pumped up he is for football Sunday. Sounds like Shea kind of, doesn't it? He's got the wings ready, the cooler packed, jersey on. This guy's selling himself as the biggest fan in the world. And then kickoff comes around and his setup, absolute disaster. Sitting there with the game lagging, buffering, switching from one app to another, trying to even find the broadcast. By the time he finally gets it up on the screen, we've already missed the best play of the quarter. And I'm thinking, come on, man, you call yourself a big fan, right? You just fan-fished me. That's an odd phrase. See, if you're going to wear the gear and talk the talk, you got to back it up. And that's why real fans have Xfinity. In my place, I got every game I want all in one spot. When I switch it over to enhanced 4K, it feels like I'm right there in the stadium. Crystal clear picture, zero lag, no excuses. So don't be that guy whose game day is a big fail. Be the fan who's actually ready for kickoff with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that.
Don't wait to start building your future. North Park University in Chicago is enrolling now. North Park is known for its renowned nursing and education programs, a 15-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio, and classes where professors get to know you personally. The warm Christian community welcomes those from all faith backgrounds, and students graduate ready to lead in schools, communities, and beyond. Apply today at northpark.edu. That's northpark.edu. North Park University, where faith, purpose, and career come together.
I wish I had Morgan Freeman in my life just to narrate me through situations.
Impressionist and comedian Frank Caliendo.
Because my wife will ask me, do I look fat in these jeans? Well, that's when Frank realized he'd be sleeping on the couch for a while.
At the Paramount Theater in Aurora, one night only, Saturday, October 25th.
You could not play Scrabble with Charles Barkley.
Hundreds of voices from one mind.
What are you going to do, challenge him when he puts this down? TRBL.
Frank Caliendo.
What's that? Terrible.
October 25th. Get tickets now at ParamountAurora.com.
Hey friends, I'm Tom Waddle and I drive a Hawk. Find your next car at hawkauto.com. Choose from 12 Hawk Auto locations at Forest Park, St. Charles, Plainfield, Joliet, Carroll Stream, and now LaSalle, Peru. Shop thousands of vehicles from 13 big brands. Save with 0% financing or make no payments for 90 days. Plus save even more with our complimentary maintenance plan. Find your next car at hawkauto.com and drive what I drive. Drive a Hawk.
HawkAuto.com.
Financing and plan on select models with approved credit.
New Beyond Raw Lit V2 pre-workout. GNC's #1 pre-workout. Now with harder hitting energy, an intense mind-body connection, and enhanced endurance support. This isn't just pre-workout, it's precision engineering for your body. Turbocharge your workout with new Beyond Raw Lit V2. Available now at GNC and GNC.com.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
$2.6 million. The Verdoliak Law Group wins again for their clients. That's right. The Verdoliak Law Group recovered $2.6 million for a client who was injured in a bus accident. If you're injured, make sure to call the Verdoliak Law Group.
Tell you about my friends over at Four Seasons. Whether you have a plumbing emergency, call Four Seasons. An electrical emergency, call Four Seasons. Heating or cooling not working, you know who to call. It's Four Seasons. They were over at my house today, matter of fact, for a bathroom project. Need a new hot water tank installed today? Call Four Seasons. Thinking about a whole home generator? They've got you covered at Four Seasons. At Four Seasons, they guarantee same-day installation for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, and generator needs. And get this, no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. The other companies will charge you extra, not at Four Seasons. So for all the right reasons, call my friends at Four Seasons, 866-4-SEASONS. That's 866-4 Seasons.
Waddle and Silvy are back. Follow the show on Twitter at Waddle and Silvy and at TWaddle87. This is ESPN Chicago, Chicago's home for sports.
We're live at Hallis Hall. Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams met the media today. Ben laid down the law once again with his players, saying you got to play harder. That he saw in the film, and Waddle has said this all week, one team who was good and played as hard as they possibly could, one team who is not yet good, and they didn't play as hard as they could. Like, especially when
you know what,
you're not that good. You have to play hard.
Yeah, and that sounds really bad, but the point is like, I'm not suggesting guys are dogging it. The intensity that the Lions play with and the bar that they set for themselves, that's at a different speed and a different level than what you watch the Bears at, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to play you one more time. If you could play the exchange with the 3 clips we put together. This is Ben Johnson talking about what he saw on film from Game Time, and then he goes into championship habits in practice. But I thought this was very good today, and it was good to hear him take ownership of this because he's the coach, and hopefully it gets corrected.
There were things all over the tape on all 3 phases that we're looking to clean up, and I thought as a whole that team, they played a little bit harder than us, and that's a reflection of me as a coach. That's a reflection of our coaching staff, and it's a reflection of our players too. When you play a good team like that on the road, that you gotta be all out and every single snap, and that just was not the case. So specifically, it was everybody.
Are there guys that need to practice better too?
I think our practice habits are yet to reflect the championship caliber team.
Ben, you said your practice habits aren't yet at a championship caliber. So what specifically are you looking for on the practice field this week?
We should be going to the football, finishing hard. We talk about it all the time with the offensive players that our fundamentals, our finish, and our technique, they need to show up and walk through. They need to show up on the practice field. That's how it shows up on game day. Simple things of how do we properly block, how do we catch the ball, how do we block after the catch, ball security, and things like that. It's the little things that you learn in youth league football that even at this level, they make a huge difference.
Like, I'm reminded of one thing. I was thinking about this because I was in open locker room today. It was the first time in over 20 years. I was in open locker room. The last time was during Lovey's first year. And I remember in Lovey's first year, those habits weren't there.
No.
They didn't have a good year.
Them to run.
To pick up the football.
Yes.
And that's what I'm thinking. Like, remember, we remember the finished product of Lovey's defenses. That they always punched the football out. They looked to cause turnovers, and they would run to pick up the football even after the whistle.
Yes.
That was a thing. And if you weren't with the program, you were soon gone after that first
Every
year.
running back and every wide receiver was also supposed to finish, regardless of how far the distance was from where you caught it to the end zone. You have to get the ball into the end zone because you create good habits. Now, I love everything I heard, and I think the message is fabulous. But right now, I want to start seeing it, not just hearing.
Yeah, or else it's just words.
Yes.
And
I think that Ben understands that you can say it all you want, but until it starts to show up on film, all they are is words.
Yeah, and it's a bad reflection on him and the coaching staff, as he said.
Yes.
There's also Cubs news. Cubs won today in Pittsburgh. It was a good game after a slower start. They were tied at 4. Then the offense picked it up. They win that game in Pittsburgh, and they have clinched their postseason berth. They celebrated big time, as they should. Anyone who's got a problem with them celebrating, it's not going to affect their postseason run. It doesn't mean that the goal was just to make the postseason. Baseball is different, and for a team that has not been in front of a playoff crowd since 2018 at Wrigley Field, they were in the postseason in 20. There was no crowd then. This is the first real postseason appearance for them in 7 years. So it's been a while. They went through a whole rebuild. They should enjoy the day. I've got no problem with that. Jesse also texted us, as I was telling you, Wilbon and I have been arguing about who starts game one. And I want to get the results from the poll question.
By the way, can you all do a friend a favor and just throw a position player the next 4 games out as you're in Cincinnati? Because the Bengals, the Reds are only 2.5 out of the
What are you,
final.
abandoning the foxhole on us right now?
What do you mean?
We got a division to win.
Oh, that's true. You know what? I find myself conflicted.
Come on.
I find myself conflicted.
Come on. Get in the foxhole.
You want to earn it. You don't want a player pitching. What do you want a player pitching?
Would you stop
How
that
about I
crap?
punch you right in the face, champ?
Thank you, Yerk. We've had this conversation before. I don't want to beat anyone but the best. To be the best. I don't want to.
But I know you, and you value your money these days more than you value the Cincinnati Reds.
It's $20. Lay down. Tell your guys to lay down. Yeah, it's $20.
Yeah, wait,
lay down. I'd rather see the Cubs lay down for 4 days in Cincinnati.
Not
and
a
help my
foxhole
Reds.
guy.
Yeah,
That's
you're
not
out
true.
of the foxhole.
What message
stop.
are you sending? Ben Johnson would be appalled.
You just walked across the picket lines
Those
on
are
us.
championship habits.
My team sucks.
You're going
The
palms
Reds
up
are
right now,
horrible.
Waddle.
Yeah, exactly.
I did. You're right. You know what? I'm pointing fingers and blaming people, Charlie.
Here's the way the poll question is going.
If your Cubs were only 2 games out, it'd be different. How many games out are you?
4.5 could be 4 tonight.
Aren't the Brewers already pounding somebody? That's what they normally do.
They play the Angels tonight.
So they're not pounding anybody yet.
Okay.
The fans are saying they want Kade Horton. I asked who starts game 1 of the Cubs' first playoff series. Today's poll question brought to you by your local Chicagoland Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. I gave Boyd, Horton, and Imanaga as the answers. And 61.9% say Kade Horton.
Yeah, he's your best pitcher right now.
23.2% to Imanaga, and just 15% to Boyd. He's not going well right now.
Things change over the course of time. Like, Boyd looked like he would be a lock to be your game 1 starter. And when he was with Cleveland last year, he wasn't a starter in the postseason, was he? Or was
He was, but they also used him as an opener in a game, too.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
but he
I know
started
he
2
pitched
games
well.
for them.
Didn't he? He pitched well,
yeah,
didn't he? In the
he was really good.
And then Jesse texted us, I mentioned this, that Cubs news, the Cubs are pushing Kade Horton's next outing back. I believe it's like a day or 2. I mean, he believes he's calling around to confirm this. He believes they're manipulating his schedule. So the way this is a theory. This isn't him reporting it. His theory is that he believes Horton starts this upcoming Tuesday, next Tuesday. He gets, I believe it's like 6 days rest. And then after his Tuesday start, he'll start the following Tuesday with 6 full days rest, which is game 1 of the wild card.
Okay.
So that's what he thinks they're doing. He thinks they're putting him in a perfect position to get an extra day, to still take his start, though, because I think rhythm's important, too. He's going well. I wouldn't shut him down. I want him pitching. But if you want to give him an extra day between each of the starts, I'm fine with that, and then maybe he starts game 1. So it's something to keep your eye on. Let's get to Aki's A-List.
It's time for Aki's A-List. From the mind of the man who understands the 4 Ps of Waddle's world.
Silvy.
Aki's A-List. The top questions and topics floating around in Tyler Aki's mind.
Are these really the questions that I was called here to answer?
Aki's A-List on ESPN Chicago.
And Aki's A-List is brought to you by WindowWorks. WindowWorks is the company your neighbors trust.
I can't believe Wilbon told me to shut up.
I can.
On PTI.
I can. Silvy, shut up.
First he said shut up to all the people, and he goes, like my guy Silvy doesn't give Counsell the respect he deserves.
Silvy, do you feel like you have not given Craig Counsell the respect that he deserves as he is steered
I think I've
your
been very
team?
fair watching the game.
Okay.
Today was the first day, not that he needs to be happy, but that I've actually seen him happy in 2 years as Cubs manager. He seemed like he was having a good time in the clubhouse celebrating. So more Craig Counsell, good times, because it means they're celebrating.
He's all business, man. That's what
right.
you want. You want him all business, don't you?
I don't know. Do you need to be all business all the time? I'm not sure. All right, what do you got, Tyler?
All right, let's start with Craig Counsell because there was something that he did, or at least I'm guessing he was at least a part of this, that felt very Joe Madden-ish.
Oh.
Did you see on the road trip to Pittsburgh, the Cubs did a dress like PCA theme, and they all had a custom Kith jumpsuit.
What is that?
It's a clothing brand.
Okay.
And PCA, all of a sudden, looked like he broke out of things a little bit. He had a hit in every single game, 3 extra base hits this week.
How did the ball he hit it off the wall, you said, was like what?
It's like 100, I can't remember if it was 113 or 117 miles per hour. He hit the piss out of it. And it was like it was a line drive right off the wall.
Yeah, and he had a couple sacrifice flies that he hit hard, too.
Yeah. So it seems like he may be starting to come out of his shell a little bit. It might just be Pittsburgh pitching, but he did go up against Paul Skeens yesterday, too, and got a big RBI single. But do you
that would be such a huge lift for you guys.
I mean,
suck on that, haters.
If PCA,
we got to play that, too, by the way.
If PCA, I'm not even saying he has to be all the way back to what he was in May and June, but if he is like 80% of that,
a threat.
Yeah, that
means
completely
that
flips
means
this
he's
lineup.
getting on base, and then havoc occurs.
I think this was whoever thought of it. Was it a Counsell thought of move? You know that for sure?
I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing he had something to do with it.
Because this is what I see. I'm no professional psychologist, but I've told you guys, I see a guy where baseball hasn't been fun for him for the last 2 months. And when PCA's at his best is when he's playing with joy. He's having a good time at the plate, out in the field. And I've seen, like, it's kind of like the way you saw with DJ Moore last year. I haven't seen that in the last couple of months. So if he could, you dress like him. He has a little fun. He gets a couple hits. Maybe he gets the momentum going back the other way. And he loosens up a little bit, forgets about and learns from what he went through, and he becomes a better player for it.
Here's hoping this is part of the maturation process, because if this kind of extends into next year and this becomes part of his DNA, you can't have that.
No.
It's not good for him. It's not good for the team. It's not acceptable.
You're right.
So you're hurting yourself, which in the long run hurts your team as well, and it becomes an unacceptable way to behave. So and in a lot of ways, I buy what you're selling. Stop being so hard on yourself. Stop throwing your helmet every time that you get an out, because you're not helping anybody doing that.
Yeah. What else, Tyler?
All right. We've been talking a little bit about the pitching rotation and how that's going to line up in the playoffs. I want you guys, in a 3-game series, all right, how would you line it up? Let's take the wind out of it. It's nominal how different.
But I think it's important.
No, it is. But let's just say it's like relatively calm conditions for all 3 days.
I'm going Hunter Green first, and then I'm probably going to go with Andrew Abbott second, and then you guys choose whoever you want.
Because that's all you know.
Nick Lodolo. Is that how it is? Is that what his name is?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, there you go. I just
Tommy
gave you
Reds right
I
there.
just gave you my lineup. If the Reds get in, lay down.
It's Kade Horton in game 1. And then I would go Shota in game 2, the way Boyd has been going. Unless that wind is blowing out.
Well, I was going to say, isn't that where you make the decision?
That's where, because with him and Tyon, you don't want him or Tyon in games where the wind is blowing out. Tyon could become a weapon out of the pen. I think, Tyler, this has been sort of your thing, especially on days when the wind is blowing in. He's a much different pitcher. He's a much more effective pitcher because he's a fly ball pitcher. It's how Shota's given up, I want to say, 25 or 26 home runs this year.
After Kade Horton, don't you now you go to matchups, right? Wind, you factor that in, and if it's the Padres, then you decide who has been better against the Padres, right? I mean, at that point, don't you, after Kade Horton, there's a lot more that goes into deciding who's next.
And I think there's a way where maybe Shota and Boyd go the same day. Like, I'm not for saving a guy for game 3. I think you have a backup plan. But if you have to do everything in your power to win game 2, whether it's finishing them off and winning 2-0 or tying the series or 1-1 or, and avoiding the sweep, game 2, you have to play like your life is on the line.
I almost think game 2 might be the most important of all of these.
Well, it certainly is if it's 0-1, but you want to finish. You don't want to give them that game 3
right.
either.
Even though they're all home games for you. Like,
so if you would start Shota and then you want to tag him with Boyd, you feel good about that, fine, or vice versa. I don't need to line someone up in game 3. Because you have to do everything to win 2 games.
Right. Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
No, I get what you're saying. Like, game 3 is not promised for anyone.
Right,
so
it's TBD.
Right. That you just leave that. You leave it all out there for game 2.
Is it the most important game in this best of 3? It's got to be game 1. Doesn't it?
But you could. If you win game 2, then anything can happen in game 3. I almost think game 2 might be your most. The more I talk through it in my own head, it almost feels, especially if you know you're going to be at home for all 3, I almost feel like game 2 might be the most important. That's not to take away anything from the importance of game 1, but.
Sure. Yeah, look.
But if you win game 1, you're at home, then you mentally, emotionally, you're turning the screws on your opponent because if they lose, they're gone. And I think it's. Obviously momentum is on your side. I think in a short series like that, I would just assume that game 1 is the most important game. But.
By the way, Waddle, you did get your wish because for years you always disliked the wild card one and done.
Oh, yeah, I hate it.
Because it was so much fun, though, as a fan. Like, that is, you're on pins and needles. That the winner-go-home game, a Game 7 to start the postseason, was always a lot of fun. But you've always said, baseball is a game of series. Yeah. And now you get a series of 3 games set.
Short series, but I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, some other Cubs stuff here. Matthew Boyd, he struggled again today, let up the 4 runs, including a 3-run home run in the first. We've talked about how things are getting manipulated with Kade Horton moving forward. And Jesse was texting with me a little bit earlier, too, about maybe switching some things up with Matthew Boyd.
Shut him down?
Not necessarily shut him down, but you skip him for a start, and then you do like the Crochet, what the White Sox did with Crochet, and throw him for like 2 or 3 innings in that final series against St. Louis.
Yeah.
Because right now, I mean, he's throwing more innings than he ever has in his career. He looks like a guy who's just out of gas right now. Yeah. And I think if you sat him down, skipped him for a start, let him go out there for a couple innings against St. Louis in the final series of the season, and then let him go into the playoffs.
Yeah, I that makes all the sense in the world. This has always been my fear about Boyd, that he was having a career year. He reminded me a lot of what the Cubs used to have in Jason Hamill, who was a decent pitcher and provided them good pitching depth, but was never a guy you wanted to start a postseason game, and they did that in a 2015 game. I'm hoping, and this guy's had a better year, Boyd, but he's never been a star pitcher throughout any part of his career.
He hasn't pitched this many innings since 2019.
What's his career ERA? About a 4?
Career ERA is 4.56.
So that's what I mean. Like this, that's what my fear was always, that Matthew Boyd is going to go back to Matthew Boyd.
His postseason ERA is .75 in 4 games, 3 of them starts.
Yeah, he's got the best playoff track record of any pitcher.
And they've been recent.
Yes.
Yes, 2024 and 2022.
So you're going to need him in the playoffs. You're going to need that version of Matthew Boyd.
I like your plan, Tyler. I would definitely skip him in the next start. Unless you have a chance to catch a Brewers. Like a real chance. But
is that who you want going out there right now?
Hey, get in the foxhole. Right. What are you doing?
I know, but I'm saying he may not be your best option to go out there if you're chasing him down.
He's going to be better than giving the ball to Tyon or somebody else.
Is he going to be better than giving? Tyon's been really good since he came off the IL.
Foxhole out.
I'm in the foxhole. I don't know if you're in the foxhole.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're out of the foxhole.
You know what?
Get out of here.
Fine, I'm out. I want the Reds to get into the postseason. You guys can have your foxhole.
Charlie's kicking us out already. We're done already, Charlie? We've only been on for a couple hours. All right, we got I
think
believe
we've been on long enough, to be honest with you.
I believe tomorrow we have our first full show in a long time. We're on from 3 to 6:30. We have not had one of these in a while. We look forward to that. Thank you to Jeff Joniak. Aiden, good to have you up here. Thank you to Tyler here as well. Back at the shop, we've got Mario, we've got Charlie, and for Waddle, I'm Silvy. It's ESPN 1000. Have yourself a great Wednesday night.
Waddle, he's gone.
Really excited.
That was a big thrill. Hi, it's Andre Dawson.